Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm, and we're back for some more of the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard. Hold on a second, I need to check something. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can be heard. Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm, and we are back for some more of the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard. We are about to kick off the High Isle DLC today. So look at Mary. Mary's excited. You can't really tell. The demonic chicken is excited. But then again, the demonic chicken is always excited to burn things to the ground. So we're about ready to kick off, but first of all, I just want to go over a couple of housekeeping things. Firstly, I have started putting my novel up on Royal Road, which is a web novel site. I'm going to put the link here in the chat if anyone's interested. Take a look at it. I'm trying to build up a reader base. Follows, likes, comments are appreciated. I also have a Discord for streaming. There's not a lot of activity going on over there yet, but that's to be expected since I'm still very small. So hopefully we get some build up, and let's go ahead and kick off High Isle. What we're going to do first is we're going to start by finding the companions, and since I've already unlocked them on my main character, I can go into companions. I can click Ember and accept quest, and Tor Dorich, help Ember restore order to Tor Dorich, and Isabel. And we've started Castle Navir, aid Isabel's friend and win the Sapphire Tourney. So, Tournament of the Heart. So, we have a little bit of a vote. Hey Joe, welcome to the stream. So we have a little bit of a vote. Should we help Isabel Veloce, or Veloce? It's a French name, I have trouble saying it. Should we help Isabel, or should we help Ember first? While you decide that, I'm going to go ahead and jump on this boat and travel to High Isle. Tells well, come on. The first time loading into High Isle on this character, I don't even get information about High Isle. That's just cold loading screen. Okay, so we'll do Isabel's quest first. I really have been enjoying Isabel. Welcome to beautiful High Isle. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And such a beautiful time of day, too. Come forth, my majestic elk.
I was tired of walking anyway.
And Mary's getting on her Eldritch Abomination. Let's see, that's for Tales of Tribute. We are not doing that anytime soon. I will snag Druid's Gate as we pass. Let's see, we need to go here for that quest. So we want to follow the road. Let's go down this way. Look at the sunflowers. Oh, there's another quest here we'll need to pick up later. What quest is this for?
Look here, if it isn't King Emmerich's own champion, the hero of the Covenant.
I don't know what this quest is for. Hold on.
Oh, good. A kind face. I have tried time and again to ask politely for my friend's safe return, but they rudely mock me in response. Would you help me retrieve Privet? They took her away into Breakwater Cave. Didn't even ask my permission.
Who's Privet and who took her?
Oh, my Privet is without a doubt the most beautiful sheep on the island. Just ask anyone and they'll agree. A swell of Hadalids reside in this cave. They displayed such inner ugliness and took Privet. I just
So Haladids
heard
took your
cries
sheep?
from inside.
So Haladids took your sheep?
Well, even if my Privet was just your typical sheep, which she is not, that would not excuse the Hadalids' rude behavior. I need someone strong to support my negotiations for Privet's return. How would you feel about joining me in exchange for coin?
I'll enter Breakwater Cave and retrieve Privet.
I knew you looked friendly. There goes a true friend to animals, I said. Now, with you to accompany me into the cave, our negotiations can begin. They may get rough, but I refuse to leave without my Privet.
If you have sheep, does that mean you're a farmer?
I am so much more than a simple farmer. They only think of animals as a source of income, or even food. No, I am an animal steward. I serve each of the creatures under my care. Whatever their needs may be, I attend to them.
Yeah, this guy makes me a little bit uncomfortable. So you take care of more than just Privet?
Absolutely. In many ways, I take care of every creature on High Isle. Those that cannot speak for themselves, anyway. Many animals find their way to my home that deserve special attention. Privet was just such a sheep.
What do you mean Privet found her way to you?
I woke one morning and instantly knew someone needed my care. I leapt from bed and ran to my door. And just out front, there she was. Oh, Privet was quite the beauty. From the moment I laid eyes on her, I knew I had to serve her.
Can you tell me about the Haladids?
I regret that I didn't introduce myself when they arrived. Such a simple gesture from me could have prevented this crime. Hadalids aren't soft like sheep. They're covered in hard shells with nasty spikes, like overgrown mud crabs. Oh, and the smell.
What do they smell like?
Like rotten meat floating in dirty seawater. They usually live far below the water, so I shouldn't judge. Maybe my scent of fine lanolin and fresh hay offends them. Oh, listen to me gossiping like a child. This happens when I get emotional.
Do you know where these Haladids came from?
Sadly, no. That's the sort of thing I'd learn in a friendly conversation. I've heard rumors about Hadalid attacks on other islands around here. In the past, I assumed that was just bigotry. Now, I'm not so sure.
I'm sorry I stopped for that conversation. I meant to do that quest later, but it looks like I've already picked it up. But we're still going to do Isabel's quest first. I promise. The Ascended Order, hold on. Wait, what the hell? Wait, what's going on? Why am I... That's not my lightning staff. That was weird. Okay, that's better.
Let's ride!
I have no idea why why I had a Inferno staff equipped. That was the Inferno staff I made back for Greymore, back when prismatic damage still did extra damage to vampires. But I ended up making a lightning staff that did the same thing before I ended up switching it over to absorbing magicka later on. Or was it health? I can't really remember, to be honest.
I hope you're watching.
Bertrand, what are you doing here? I swear, is there anywhere that you don't accidentally go by mistake? Coral Road Waste Shrine discovered. Don't accidentally grab the torch bug because Mary doesn't like it. Let me go grab that waste shrine first before we do anything else. There we go.
Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll figure something out. I always do.
Hello, Isabel.
I'm sorry, this isn't the best time. My friend Aurelia has a bit of a problem. Her mother has promised her hand in marriage, and I need to get her out of it. Somehow. Actually, you look quite capable. Would you mind lending me a hand?
And who are you?
Apologies. My name is Isabelle Valois. I'm an aspirant in the Sapphire Tourney, a proving ground for squires looking to join the knightly orders. Aurelia's mother is knight commander and, brashly offered her daughter's hand as a prize.
And how are you going to get your friend out of this promise?
Well, normally, aspirants only compete in one of the trials. If I can win all three, the Knight Commander will be compelled to grant a boon of my choosing. I can free Aurelia from her mother's promise. What do you say? Will you be my second?
I'll help you, Isabel.
The Eight must have me in their hearts. My second just left my service, and here I was thinking I'd have to do it alone. All right, there are 3 knightly orders here on the Isle. Let's decide what task to tackle first.
You mentioned the 3 orders. What are they? What do they want us to do?
The people of the Sisters take pride in our knights, the same as anywhere in High Rock. The Sapphire Tourney hosts 3 orders: the Iron Knot, the Oaken Order, and the Order of the Albatross.
Tell me about the Order of the Iron Knot.
They're martial warriors and excellent to horse. You might say the Iron Knot is the most traditional of the Sapphire Orders. Our trial will be to find the hilt from a lost sword called Redheart. It was the blade of the first Duke Dufort.
Where was the sword lost?
Somewhere on these lands, before they belonged to the Duforts. The hilt supposedly had a massive rough-cut ruby in it. Should be easy to spot. My last squire, Burjo, suggested we hit the castle library to get an idea of where to start looking.
What can you tell me about the Order of the Albatross?
8 above help me. They're artists and sailors, singers, bards, and pirates all. Brave, swashbuckling warriors that make you recite poetry. Ghastly stuff.
Is our trial a poem?
No, thankfully. Our trial will be to reclaim the gilded loot of Captain Brenvale. The story goes that he went down into the castle crypts years ago, hoping to use song and steel to subdue a spirit. He never returned. Hopefully we'll do better.
Tell me about the Oaken Order.
Oaken Knights tend to be battle mages, conjurers, and support spellcasters. Their power stems from High Isle's strong tradition of druidic magic. Our trial will be to convince an elder to give us a staff, a symbol of their order.
Do we talk to the mage or fight them?
I'm guessing it won't be that straightforward, but who knows? There's a way shrine near the Coral River to the east. I'll meet you there, and we can make for the site of the trial.
Okay, so we have 3 choices to start with. We're going to have to do all of them eventually, but we can do it in whatever order. Should we help the Order of the Albatross first, the Order of the Iron Knot first, or the Oaken Order first? That's because once you make that choice, you can't go back until you finish it. So once you start it, you have to finish it before you can do one of the others. No, it's the same thing. If you start one of them, you have to finish it, and then you can do one of the other 2. You can't pick up and work on all 3 of them simultaneously. Because if you want to pick one of the other ones, you have to ask about it again, and it takes you back to the screen. For example, if I click on the Iron Knot here,
they're martial warriors.
It'll,
Somewhere on
now
these
the Iron
lands
Knot
before
one
they
is in
belonged
red.
to the Duforts. The hilt supposedly had a massive rough-cut ruby in it. Should be easy to spot. My last squire, Burjo, suggested we hit the castle library to get an idea of where to start looking.
Kind of like that, because if you accidentally click... Sure. Let's find the hilt for the iron knot. To the library.
Let's meet up at the castle library in the Knight's Wing. I've spent many an hour there studying up on monsters, history, and healing. My only complaint is there aren't a lot of novels.
Can we talk about what's going on?
Of course. Drake, I'm sorry. I bet I came on a little strong. I've spent months preparing for the tourney, and now the commander's pronouncement has sent me adrift. I'll be all right. What would you like to know?
What does dreg mean?
Sorry. It's a curse I picked up from my dad. A word from the old druid tongue that's been co-opted for common folk. I sort of grew up here at the castle, and it's a little more acceptable than the curses the dockhands use, so I use it.
Got it. Why are you so eager to help Aurelia?
Aurelia and I grew up together. We've been close since we were very young, and, well, I can't stand the thought of her marrying one of the other aspirants. Especially Morton's. My goodness, what a dreary man.
Does this tourney happen every year?
Nope. The tourney is only called every few years, as schedule and aspirants allow. The commander wants to make sure there are enough people in the mix to make it a challenge. And the orders are only so large on High Isle, as you might imagine.
How does the tourney work?
I'm not sure how Tamsfolk tourneys work, but here, each order sets a challenge. Attempting the challenge for an order marks you in good standing, and each order only chooses 1 or 2 aspirants for knighthood. It's fairly competitive as a result.
Which order do you belong to?
I'm not a knight just yet. That's why I'm in the tourney. I was a squire for years before I came an aspirant. You don't want to know how many stalls I've cleaned. The tourney gives me a chance to prove my worth to the orders, you see.
Which order do you want to join?
That's a handsome question. I wish I had an answer for you. I can see ways that I'd be a good fit for either the Oaken Order or the Iron Knot. Maybe even the Order of the Albatross. That's a problem for Day's End, Isabel to face.
Yeah, see, that's part of the reason why I like her. That's a problem for future Isabel. That's all the questions I have for now, Isabel.
Go on, I'll catch up with you at the castle's library. It's easy to find. Big room, full of books. Can't miss it.
I am going to have one more go at convincing my mother, excuse me, the Knight Commander, to see reason. Making a promise like that for me? What was she thinking? Have you seen the other aspirants?
You have to admit, Aurelia is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Who are the other aspirants?
Ugh, Langley is a bore. Brelinol cares only for coin, and Snag is an oaf. And then there's the milksop moribund Mortons. The less said about him, the better.
If they're that bad, why did your mother make this promise?
That's a complicated question. The easy response is that Commander Jorvel never goes back on her word. But it's more than that. The tourney means the world to her, and in recent years, we've had fewer entrants.
She offered you up as a prize to attract interest?
No. She just wants me to be happy. It's expected of noble ladies on High Isle to marry for advantage. Advantage to the ladies, mind. She thinks I'm afraid to take that step and wanted to give me, well, a push.
Knight Commander, I will offer my beautiful daughter as a prize. All the horn dog knights or squires who were too lazy to become knights. It's like, oh, wait, we want to be knights. We want to be knights. Like, no, you just want to get in my dress, says Aurelia. You can't prove that. That's slander, ma'am. Slander and gossip. We will not have our good names ruined by slander and gossip.
There you are. Let's see if we can unearth the past, shall we? People left books open all over the place. How rude.
What good names? That's a fair point. Mad Baron Denzel part the second. Let's not start with the second part. There we go. The first part. Even the finest family contain a bad seed or two. Oof. Even the finest families contain a bad seed or two. In the case of the storied Duchy of Beaufort, it was many generations ago the heir to the noble line was a fellow by the name of Denzel. His cruel reign as the head of House Beaufort is remembered to this day, despite the best efforts of House scholars to erase it. Even now, the cottagers around Castle Never scare their children to obedience with the threat that the mad Baron will get your little fingers if they don't behave. This stems from a legend that Baron Denzel would sever the fingers of anyone who displeased him. That tradition goes that he started with the smallest finger and worked his way up from there. When asked why, he said that the offender retained use of their hands. Thus, they could serve the house, but the missing digit, or digits for repeated offenders, would be a reminder of their subservience. Just a few years ago, a trove of very small bones, most likely finger bones, was found buried in the grounds of Castle Nevier. Though this does not give truth to the legend, it does lend it credence. The depravity, cruelty, and depredations of this spectacularly terrible man makes us glad our current house leaders have progressed from such barbarous punishments.
What was that one about? I found something about crop rotation. Exciting.
Okay. As a youth, the mad Baron Denzel was one of 4 children sired by the 3rd Baron Beaufort, Getmar, and his lady Baroness Joanna. Denzel's 3 siblings did not survive to adulthood, their deaths clouded in mystery to this current day. I'm pretty sure he killed them. It's said that their despicable brother engineered their deaths, though this is pure conjecture. What is known is that the death of her 3rd child was too much for Baroness Joanna, and her mind was shattered. In response, Baron Gutmar had her locked in a tower where she lived out the rest of her days. Denzel reached the age of majority and was officially declared heir to the barony. The death of Baron Gutmar followed just a year later. A rogue arrow buried itself in the Baron's shoulder during a hunting trip, a wound which should not have killed him. Modern historians suspect poison on the barb, but at the time no evidence of any wrongdoing was discovered. Soon after Denzel took the reins of the barony, he dismissed most of the loyal aides and staff, some of whom had served the family for generations. All work on the night wing for the castle which Gutmar had begun ceased, and most knights who had found a warm welcome and good companionship within Castle Nearard departed for less disagreeable environments. Denzel spent the next several years looting the overflowing coffers of the barony, taxing his subjects to such an extent that they fled to other fiefdoms across the region. Good land lay fallow. The Mad Baron and his cronies rampaged across the countryside. The few ships that came out of Navier, once proud shipyards, were substandard. It was as if his mental state, a cursed whirlpool of anger, self-indulgence, and innate cruelty, were reflected in the quick downturn of this once well-run, prosperous baron and shipbuilding concern. I think I might know who the Mad Ghost is in the basement. I don't know if I want to read another. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to read through this again. I'm gonna I'm just gonna pause on the screen for a few seconds and let you can pause and read the story on the YouTube video if you like. But this is a lot. But this is the one we're after. The final battle took place at what was known as the Meadow Fort, a smaller holding built by Halbert, later the first Baron Beaufort, at the Old Stone Wood. The battle started at dawn and went without decrease until sunset. Harbant's famed sword Red Heart was broken during the last hour of the battle. Despite this, the great warrior defeated the dread sorcerer Fellborn by hurling the blade and driving it through the evil one's black heart. Harbant lost his hand from the wound suffered in the battle and subsequently became known as Harbant Handless until he was elevated to a barony. It was said that he had the blade of his great sword melted down and crafted into a hand to replace the one he'd lost. Many of his subjects attested to his irritability and were bruised by that very hand. Years later, the Duke replaced his ancient hold with the mighty Castle Never to the west. It stands to this day a place of great renown and worth of such illustrious family. The hilt of Red Heart was never found. The small hold has long been overgrown. It stands as a mute testament to events that shaped the very nature of High Isle.
Find anything promising? Let's chat.
Yep.
The book was already open. I bet my old second Burjo offered the same advice he gave me to aspirant Langley. Drake!
I think it had a clue about Red Heart, Old Stone Woods.
Let's see. You're right. Looks like the Duforts had a holdfast there, before they became nobles. Oh wait! I know this place. It's an old ruin off to the east. Aurelia and I used to pretend it was a witch's lair when we were young.
You know about the place? Why did we need to look it up in a book?
Well, in my defense, I didn't know it was owned by the Duforts when we played there as kids. We also didn't go looking for knightly relics, which now I wish we had.
Fair enough. How do we get to the ruin?
There aren't really roads back there, but I remember a nice wide path we can take. I'll mark your map. Maybe if we hurry we can beat Burjo and Langley to the ruin.
Sounds good. I'll meet you there.
I'll see you there. I'm hoping we can beat the other aspirants to the hilt.
Why are we looking for a hilt? Didn't you say the Iron Knot valued martial skill?
Each of the captains have their own view on how to earn honor. I've heard stories that the Iron Knot's captain, Orlfeth, has slain trolls twice her size. So just swinging a sword won't impress her. She wants warriors that can think as well as fight.
Does she hide the hilt out there for every tourney?
That's a funny thought. I don't think so, but we can ask her. The hilt itself is classic Iron Knot. A historic trophy from a mighty warrior who fell in single combat at a crucial battle and changed history with his blade.
Imagine if they pick a different historical relic every Sapphire tourney and hope somebody finds it. Like, oh yeah, we want you to find the lost sword of such and such. Okay, well, where do we look for it? I don't know. It's called the Lost Sword for a reason. No one's ever found it before. Then how's anyone ever passed your trial before? Well, like, there's a reason why we don't have a lot of people in our organization. We only want quality people that can get stuff done. But you're sending us after things that may not exist? It's like, I don't see a... Like, we don't see a problem with this. It's like... Okay. I may as well grab this as we pass. Spawns.
Oh, Madame Valois, you're too late. I'm here first, you cannot pass through.
I guess what he said. Sorry, Isabel.
Hurry up, will you, lad? I'll need sustenance forthwith, and you don't have much time to make me a meal.
I don't like him. And he's like forcing poor Squire here to like dig through the logs for him instead of doing it himself. Isabel, hold still.
It's not worth a row with Langley over who can search the woods first. I'd best him easily, don't get me wrong. But blatant fighting between aspirants is frowned upon. Doesn't matter. I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Langley's first and last thoughts every day are about himself. He'll have Burjo working on moving those trees. Well, until he gets bored. So let's just go around.
There's another way up.
Remember, Aurelia and I used to play up by the ruin. There's a path around the rise to the east. Let's go carefully, though. We stopped playing up there when a Fawn warband moved in.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Here it is, just like I remembered, by the curved tree. The ruin should be at the top of the rise.
Oh dear, word of verge.
Alright, don't cry for Mummy.
Didn't we see enough of these guys during Grotwood?
This This is it. The old stones, the locals call it. Let's
In a
find
big
that
family,
hilt.
you have to know how to scrap.
There it is, just sitting on a rock.
That's it! Come on, let's get out of here before Langley and Virgil arrive.
Ah, careful there, Squire. Don't let the branches snap back. You've scratched my armor.
He had that coming.
Must be around here somewhere. Get to work.
I'm not sure it's chivalrous of me, but I hope that ours wastes the rest of the day looking for that hilt. We did it! Redheart's hilt! As a knight aspirant, I know I should wish all of my competitors equally good luck. But Stendar, forgive me. I hope Langley gets bitten by every mosquito out here.
We've got the hilt, and the Iron Knot's trial is complete. You must be pleased.
I am. I assumed the Iron Knot trial would be all about swordplay and martial skill. Maybe horse riding. Horses and I don't like each other much. Anyway, I'm actually quite pleased how we did. Let's move on.
Okay, so we got two choices. We can do the Order of the Albatross, or we can do the Oaken Order. Just a reminder, the Oaken Order wants us to retrieve a staff from a mage, and the Albatross wants us to receive a gilded lute from a crypt. Top to bottom, Albatross it is.
8 above, help me. They're artists and... No, thankfully. Our trial will be to reclaim the gilded lute of Captain
Alright,
Brendan.
let's do this.
We can meet up at the Navir Chapel. The entrance to the catacombs is in there.
I wish that you... Is there a vent active? I think there might be a vent active. Hold on, let's go check it out real quick. Certainly feels like there's a vent active. Nope, not active, but it was active. We literally just missed it.
Eight, give me strength. Of all the sneaky, dishonest... We've got a small hitch in this rope. The key to the catacombs entrance is usually right near the door. But someone took it.
Perhaps one of your competitors?
Drake, I hope not. The idea of aspirants trying to directly sabotage each other doesn't sit well with me. And I see that look in your eye. No lockpicking. But buff my plates. We still need that key.
No lockpicking, got it. Is there another key somewhere?
Yes, let's split up. I'll go speak to the castle stewards, and you head for the offices of the Knight Commander. We can meet back here. Stendar willing, one of us will have some luck.
I'll meet you back here then.
I still can't believe someone took the key. So childish. I bet it's Morton's. Morton's.
She clearly has disdain for the other competitors. Did you say the Albatross Knights are pirates?
I mean, they're not real pirates. They're knights who ride the waves instead of horses. And sing. By the gods, do they sing. There's an old joke around the castle that they're called the Order of the Albatross because they're so damned loud.
Right, they want us to get a musical instrument.
Yes, a golden lute. The story goes that some years back, the head of the Order, Sir Brenvale, went down to clear the catacombs of a mad spirit. I think it was some Dufort noble? I'm not sure who. But Sir Brenvale never returned.
Why did a singing sailing knight go after a ghost?
I'll be honest, this is one order I'm not likely to join. They're an odd group. But it kind of makes sense. Just think of them as something like chivalric bards. They're constantly on the hunt for new adventures, new tales to tell.
If they're chivalrous bards, does
Let's
that
meet
mean
back
that
inside the
they,
chapel. The catacombs entrance is down the stairs.
they save the princess from the dragon by sleeping with both the princess and the dragon, and they ride off, leaving the princess with the dragon? Fair princess and fair dragon, I come to seduce you both, and then I will ride away as soon as I'm done with you both.
Divines, there's a lot to do.
Oh, Mother. How could you do this to me?
What's up, Aurelia?
Thank you for assisting Isabel. I'm so grateful to you both. Aspirant Mortons came by not that long ago and told me he already had a honeymoon trip planned. The audacity.
Isabel and I are trying to enter the catacombs, but we can't find a key.
Oh, one of the other knights probably took it or hid it. Cheating! Isabel will not like that. One of my mother's aides might have one. It's good she sent you to ask, though. Best she avoids the Night's Wing for now.
Why is that?
She and I have been friends since we were very young. Knowing Izzy, she'll want to avoid even rumors she appealed to my mother for help. I'd start by asking Dame Hendra. Nilsman might have a key as well.
Alright, thanks, Aurelia.
Thank you for saving Glenumbra. Thank you so much.
Well, we're getting recognized for saving Glenumbra now. Let's see, we can talk to one of these two. Let's talk to the knight.
If you don't have an appointment to meet with Commander
this is the one I talked to you last
make
time.
one. She's busy, as am I. The Nord over there can make the appointment for you. If he's not writing that god's-awful poetry at the moment.
Let's talk to the Nord. I didn't do that last time. I'm kind of interested to see what he says.
Eyes as blue as bugloss. What rhymes with bugloss?
Actually, I need a key to the catacombs. Do you have one?
No, I'm sorry, that's not something I can give. Wait, I take it back. I'll give you all the keys you want. Just do me one small favor.
What's the favor?
Give this note to Lady Aurelia. Discreetly. It's my latest poetic offering. A treatise on her virtue. It's crucial that you do not reveal who it's from. One day, I shall reveal myself as the author, and she will finally see true love.
I'll go deliver the poem then. Looks like I'm playing Cupid for a Nord. Meanwhile, Rigard appears out of nowhere. It's like, no, brother, you must be brass. You must throw your arm around her neck and say, fair maiden, you are the most fair in the land, and together you and I shall make wonderful mead. Right, Rigard, have you ever wondered why this is why you're single?
Hello again. Did you manage to find that key?
I have to give you this poem to get the key. It was a weird conversation.
A poem for me? Who? Oh, this is from Nilsman, isn't it? Every one of the tourney aspirants is after me, and I have a bookish Nord sending me poetry. This day is... I've had better.
He said he'd give me a key to the catacombs if you read his note.
Gross. All right, since it's for Isabel, I'm sure it's yet another ode to my hair or face or something. Tell him I blushed prettily and said I would read it later when I'm alone. Good luck.
I blushed
dear.
prettily.
I think he's just over there.
Oh dear.
Remember, you must be discreet. It would be scandalous if she were to be seen taking secret missives from secret lovers. Scandal!
What the heck? His words are nowhere close to what he said. I'm not the only one who noticed that, am I? I gave her the poem. She blushed and said she would read it later.
Gentle dove, She is an Aedra come to Nirn. Her beauty is too much for we poor fools. I fancy myself a rather decent poet, you know. One day... Wait, I was supposed to do something for you, wasn't I?
I need the key to the catacombs.
Yes, of course. Here you go. I shall remember your service to true love. Perhaps with a line in the epic romance I have been writing. The heroine is named Lorelia. Once it's completed, I'll have a bard perform it, and you shall be invited.
Great, thanks for the key. Let me guess, it's about Lorelia and how she falls in love with a Nord scholar, and then runs off with him to Skyrim. God, I'll end up having to attend that play with rigor, won't I? Just imagine Rigger getting off the stage and like, no, 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 friend. I'll show you how it's done. And then I have to tase Rigger with my staff. Bzzz. Alright, catacombs are unlocked. Or, nope, we're not yet. Spicy beef beet salad.
Better luck than I did. The stewards were no help at all. Alright, let's see if we can find that fancy loot. Sir Brenvale probably made it deep into the crypts. These catacombs have been built up over generations. Might be a bit twisty down here.
Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
Sorry, it's not Langley.
Isabel Valois, Morris. I'm here with my second. We'll try to help you.
Whoever you are, I was here first. You gotta hang back. Attorney honor demands it.
Are you stuck in there?
No, I'm hiding. I have a bit of a fear of spiders, you see. In my defense, I made it past a bunch of the smaller ones. But I lost my nerve when a giant, red-eyed beastie leapt out at me.
Well, good luck in there. We're heading into the catacombs.
Just a moment. You won't get very far without the key to the deep crypts, which I just happen to have. Ha! I tell you what. When that thing surprised me, I may have dropped my sword. Return it to me, and I'll send you the key. What do you say?
Alright, we'll find your sword in exchange for the key.
God, it's such a pity I have to pull up on this task. Lady Bellick is a treasure. Lovely to look at.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
Serve me.
spider. If you're a spider, please leave.
If you're a spider, please
We
leave.
found your sword, Mortons. My second will pass it to you.
Oh, you're back. How lovely. Did you manage to find my sword?
Yes, here you go. I'll slide it under the door.
Oh, very good. You know, I've always said that Isabel was a fair hand. Never doubted you for a moment. Here's your key. The door to the deep crypt should be off the main chamber east of here.
Thank you.
Yes, well, we're both sporting. Well done all around. And perhaps you won't mention this when telling the tale of your trial?
I'm sure Isabel won't say a word.
Fair's fair, and well played. Good luck to you both.
Morton. Yeah, I'm gonna go into this dungeon to impress the lady that I want to be my wife, and then a giant spider appears, and he's like,
I've never been this far into the catacombs. What a story this will make. They say that Sir Brenvale died at the hands of a ghost. The old Mad Duke. Ugh, gives me the shivers.
well, where's the Mad Ghost? Or the Mad Baron?
Look! I think that's the loot! Oh. And that must be what remains of Sir Brenvale, then.
Oh, he lost his head.
We've got it! Drake, let's get out of here.
La! At last, someone has retrieved my gilded loot. Come, follow me, away from this place. That ghastly mad spirit may return anon. Hark! I shall serenade you on your way.
That's really not necessary.
Oh, Sir Brenvale did enter these halls with a heart full of song. La! It did not take him long to hear the spirit's calls. Oh! He met the Mad Duke in combat. Oh ho! And they danced with swords all night long. La! Alas, Brenvale's skill was all for naught, and the quest went all awrong. Oh! And now you know the end of the tale. Oh ho! This is where I bid you adieu.
Farewell, Sir Britton. He's like, I shall serenade you. I'm like, that's really not necessary. No, really, you don't have to do that. Please, I insist.
Ah, fresh air. Those catacombs were musty as a crypt.
Well, duh, Isabel.
Not quite how I imagined that would go. But we faced the Mad Duke, walked with the spirit of Sir Brenvale, and lived to tell the tale. I'm sure the Order will approve.
The gilded loot of Sir Brinville is yours. How are you feeling?
Good, except for the make up a poem or sing a song about it part coming at the end of the tourney. That I'm less excited about. Let's keep moving.
Tell me more about the Oaken Order.
Oaken Knights tend to be bad.
Right.
I'm guessing it won't be that straightforward, but who knows? There's a way shrine. I'll meet you near the old way shrine just up the road.
Alright, let's go get the last piece of the puzzle, and we'll be done with Isabel. And then we'll be off to Ember. And then we'll see we'll see what else we're gonna do after we have both of them unlocked, because we should still have time to get some more questing done before the end of the stream.
Ugh, I thought I heard Sneg yelling in the distance. He's another aspirant and a complete donkey's arse. Never mind him. We're on a quest.
Right, the Elder and the staff. Where do we go?
So we have a bit of a leg up on this one. The Elder is a wizard named Erlebrew. He's actually a friend of my father's. He used to tell me stories when I was young. Funny little man.
And you need to steal a staff from him?
I would never. Stealing is, well, unknightly. Knowing Erlebrew, the challenge will be more about thinking and reason than magic or subterfuge.
Alright, then let's find this wizard.
Right. If I remember correctly, I think he lives in a little grotto to the south, near the coast. He likes his privacy, our Oaken Elder.
I'm not sure I've heard of a knightly order of mages before.
I suppose in the stories, knights are usually all swords and glory. But the druids have been here forever, practically. Every kid in the Sisters grows up knowing a little bit about runes and nature and the true way.
So the Oaken Order is a druidic group?
I think they used to be. But no, these days anyone can join. Even non-mages who want to learn the ways of Ifre. Just another little quirk of life on High Isle.
Alright, goodbye. Hold on a second. It's a little bit chilly in here. I'm going to open the window real quick. Alright, let's continue.
Sneg and Brelin all beat us here.
Get behind me, squires! Sneg was here first! Ha!
We arrived at the same time, you simpering buffoon.
Well, you're still too late. A wizard's magic is no match for the strength and honor of this aspirant.
Idiot.
For honor!
For honor. Well, wonder what happened to him.
Alright, seems like the direct approach won't work here.
I'm sure I can get this barrier open.
She got turned into a cat.
Erlebrew doesn't go easy on aspirants, it seems. I think the trick to this is the pillars themselves. Take a look. Carefully. A cat's paw. Look at that branch there. Representing Spriggans, maybe? A bird. Looks like a forest heron, perhaps. That old man. I know exactly how to bring down the barrier. He's lifted the pillars and the symbols from a story he told me as a child.
The barrier's from a story he told you?
Almost exactly. A wise old sage puts up a barrier around his home. He's trying to protect a little girl he's raising from a fearsome dark knight. She grows up to be a mighty warrior, but the sage makes her figure a way out of the sacred grove.
How did she bring the barrier down in the story?
In the tale, the symbols on the pillars held the key. Like the cat there. A cat's paw is a pretty little flower that grows in shady forests. And that bird looks like a forest heron. I'd bet anything we need one of their feathers.
And the branch on the third pillar?
I've seen it before. It's a druidic symbol for Spriggans. In the tale, she befriended one that lived in the grove. She wore a Spriggan's veil, a wreath of leaves they shed every year. Here, if you can find the items, I'll guard our spot.
You got it. A heron's feather, a cat's paw flowers, and a Spriggan's veil.
Off we go!
Let's go get a feather. Let's go get a feather. Here we go. Forest heron feather. Alright, next is going to be the Spriggan veil. Good chance we're going to have to kill a Spriggan. Or not. I'm in combat. Who did we make mad? I'm not sure. Alright, we gotta... Mary, what did you do? Mary's like, you always blame me. It wasn't even my fault, as she cleans the blood off of her blade where she killed a mud crab.
Cat's paw. Beautiful. Majestic birds. Right up until you're cleaning scat off the docks. That did it!
Never noticed this before. Can you go this way? Nope, there's a dead end. That's weird. Oh, there's a sky shard nearby. We'll have to get that.
Can you talk to him? I'm all sweaty.
Oh, hello then. Figured out my barrier, did you? And is that little Izzy I see back there?
Yes, I'm acting as her second. She said you used to know her as a child.
Oh, yes. I hoped it would be her. She remembered the tale of Myriette la Courageuse, eh? So nice you two could come out there. Usually it's just me and the forest spirits these days.
Would you mind if we took your staff?
Of course not. Solve the puzzle, take the staff. That's the idea, right? Oh, it's out back leaning against a cottage. Enjoying good health, second.
Thank you, Earlboo.
Off you go then, and be careful where you put that thing. That staff's like me. It might be old, but it can still zap the ears off a rabbit if you aren't careful.
Were you hoping Isabel would complete your trial?
Oh, no, that would be wildly inappropriate. I pulled this challenge directly from the pages of one of my favorite books. Who can blame me? I'm a daffy old wizard. Come here, lass. No need to dawdle near the door like you're still a squire.
Thank you, you old goat. Still thinking of me all these years later. We've got the staff. The moment I heard Erlebrew was representing the Order, I knew we might have a shot. Well done.
Are you glad the Oaken trial is behind us?
I am. Those stories Erlebrew told me when I was little, they're a part of why I'm in the tourney today. And I won't lie, it's nice to know he still cares about me. Strange, lovely man. let's move on.
We've completed all 3 trials, Isabel. What now?
All that's left is to present the trophies. Everyone will be gathered at the tourney pavilion. I'm excited. And nervous. I get a bit uncomfortable being the center of attention. Here, meet me on the jousting grounds. We'll head in together.
I'll see you there. Yeah, I thought so too the first time I did it, but that's not what happened, so.
I think my nerves are as...
Wait, hold on.
I'd better go and take my place. I promised Mother I wouldn't embarrass her.
I think my nerves are as settled as they're going to be. I get more anxious doing formal things like this than I do fighting werewolves. Come on, Izzy. Deep breaths.
What do we do now?
We walk in, and the tourney herald announces us. I go forward and claim the trophies. As my second, you have the honor of displaying each of them as I call them out. Oh, and most important, don't start laughing when I recite a poem.
You're reciting a poem?
It's tradition, Stendar help me. The Order of the Albatross requires it. Having you do this with me was more than helpful. You've been a calm and steady influence. A real partnership. Thank you. Let's just get through this last bit.
I'm ready.
Follow me. The sooner we start, the sooner it's over.
What do you want?
Lords and ladies, men and mer, a knight aspirant approaches the stage. Lady Isabel Valois.
Let's get things started.
Proceed, madam. Your second may present any trophies you have won.
Together, we found the hilt of blade Redheart, lost in a battle long ago. This we present to the Order of the Iron Knot.
Well done, aspirant Valois.
To the Order of the Albatross, we present the gilded lute of Sir Brenvale.
Wonderful. Now, perhaps we could hear a poem or ditty about the adventure, aspirant.
The lute of gold did gather mold, lost for many years. I cannot lie, Brenvale did die, tripping on a tomb. And finally, we present the Oaken Order with the Staff of the Wild Woods, after solving the wizard Erlebru's puzzle.
Claiming all 3 trophies makes you the champion of the Sapphire Tourney. Come, you have earned a boon from your commander. From this day forward, you are a knight of High Isle. Be brave, courteous, loyal, and act with honor. Arise, Dame Isabel Valois.
Lord Commander, I know what my boon will be. You may know as well. Please release Aurelia from the promise you made. Allow her to make her own choice to marry or not, as she sees fit.
I cannot deny such a selfless boon. Aurelia is free to make her own choices, within reason.
Oh, thank the eight.
Dame Isabel, I am deeply impressed. I wish to speak with you and your second. Find me in my office at your convenience.
That was an order, not an invitation. I'm not trying to run sideways, I promise. If you're wondering why I'm looting everything, it's because I'm looking for high aisle style sketches and furniture plans, because the furniture looks really, really good, but it's super expensive, so I'm trying to get the plan so I can make it for myself.
Well, it seems as though your second was a great boon to you today. Second, step forward. I'd like to speak to you. I've known Isabel, Dame Isabel, for many years. It was encouraging to see her push herself like this. I believe your able assistance may have also played a part?
I was happy to help.
Well, I believe a knight should not be measured by the worth of their weapon, but by the allies they keep. The Knights of High Isle pride ourselves on our courtesy, and I personally always wish to honor good people.
I'm not sure I follow.
For acting as Dame Isabel's second during this year's Sapphire tourney, I want to formally extend my thanks, as both Knight Commander and as a mother.
You're very welcome.
What a day. I suppose that just shows what determination can get you. When the tourney began, Aurelia was in the depths of despair. I was struggling. And now look at us.
Congrats, Dame Isabel.
Thank you. Take the credit you're due. You kept me focused, gave me a sounding board, and most importantly, I knew whatever happened, I wasn't alone. I can't tell you what that meant to me.
I'm glad to help.
I still can't get used to it. Dame Isabel Valois. I dreamed about wearing shining armor, riding a valiant steed. So far it's been crypts, creatures, and a lot of running around. I've loved every moment. Except maybe the poetry part.
So what do you want to do next?
I've been thinking. I have a place here on High Isle, but I think I want to expand my horizons. I would like to see more, do more, learn more. If you could use a strong and loyal knight of High Isle in your travels, I'm up for anything.
Alright. Alright, so what do you think, Joe?
Me, I have to get my things. I want to get ready for adventure.
Do you think she's worthy to travel with Reewish?
I think things have turned out just the way they should have. Just be ready to see Isabel less often, dear. A page has turned on our little story.
While waiting for that reply, I'm going to go ahead and start heading towards Ember's quest area. Alright. Well, I'll summon her so you can see a little bit of how she is in combat and stuff while I'm getting Ember, and then if you like Ember, we can switch over to Ember at a later time.
I'm right beside you. Let's get out there.
First things first.
What would you ask of me?
Companion menu, no outfit. Switch to companion outfit. Much better. Now let's switch your mounts, because you don't like horses, but surely you can't have anything against a pure snow Indrik. She's a knight on her white steed. I mean, it's not a horse, but it's still a white steed.
Over here, good looking.
We'll get to you, Jakarn. Just be patient. Sheesh. Get a sky shard. I saw a joke the other day that says, of all the Spider-Verses you could have been born in, you just happen to be born in the one where he's a fictional character. And the person's like, you know what? It's like...
I hope you don't mind me saying so, but you look like someone who's good at cleaning up messes. I've got a big one for you, if you're up for it. I'd pay you for your time, but I need someone quick on their feet. This mess is turning into a crisis.
What's going on?
I was experimenting with a spell while my mentor, Magister Iren, was away, but the magic went awry. If it doesn't get dealt with, it's going to spread beyond this area and harm a bunch of innocent people. I can't fix it on my own, so I need help.
How can I help?
I need to develop a counterspell, but first their protective wards around the area need to be restored by someone other than myself, so I don't taint the magic. That's where you come in. Like I said, if you help, I can pay.
I'll help you reset the wards.
Hold still. You'll need this unless you want to spend the next few hours as the sheep. Not as glamorous as it sounds. And here, take these crystals. You'll need them to restore the wards. The first one is in the meadow just up the hill to the north.
There was a Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse where Spider-Man is a fictional character. That's interesting. Why do what do these wards normally do?
Mostly they serve to keep errant magic inside Tordriak's boundaries. You know, the standard 3 points of protection thing. Unfortunately, my spell kicked those wards in the teeth. They're not protecting anything now.
Why can't you restore the wards yourself?
The spell I created has my magical mark on it, if that makes sense. There are certain types of magic that can be affected by their creator, intentionally or not. Messing with forces already attuned to you can have unpredictable results.
So if you tried restoring the wards, it might make things worse.
Exactly. Magic is powerful and great and all that, but it can be pretty sensitive. Fussy, Magister Iren likes to say. And since my spell is already wreaking havoc across Tordriak, I'd rather not take any unnecessary risks while fixing it.
Oh, that's cool. So who are you?
The name's Ember. Well, technically it's a nickname, but it's all I use. I'm Magister Iren's apprentice. I think he regrets taking me on sometimes, but he's got a big heart. He saw that I had no formal training and told me to come here to learn.
Where is here exactly?
This is Tordreok. There's a big wizard's tower. You can't miss it. I've been living there with Magister Irin, plus a few people who keep up the grounds and the tower itself. All of whom have been affected by my spell, I'd guess.
Remind me what I need to do. Oh, no, we're good. Let me go get the Way Shrine and we'll get started restoring the wards. This isn't nearly as long a quest as Isabel's was, by the way. This is a heads up.
That was it, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Here we are. I'm going to cast... That's one ward restored. Let's go fix the next one. It's in the glade just west of here. I really should have paid more attention to Magister Irin when he was explaining how these protective wards work. I should have paid more attention to him in general, actually. The next one is in the glade. It's just across the way to the west.
Will restoring the wards return everything to normal here?
Unfortunately, no. The wards are just to keep the unstable magic inside the bounds of Tordrea. That way, I can work on a counterspell without worrying about the original spell spreading.
So, how did you know about the wards in the first place?
Magister Irin made sure I knew what they were and what purpose they served as soon as he took me on as an apprentice. He wanted me to be familiar with as much as Tordreac as possible, or at least the parts that keep it safe.
Yeah, that's probably a fair thing to do.
This is the last one. Let's get this over with quick. Place the warding crystal. That's all the wards. Let's talk outside. I need to figure out what to do next. Ugh, stupid moats.
I think the game may have just crashed. Yep, I think I just got kicked from the... This happened the last time I came here too. Hold on a second, I'll try to get back in. Wait, what the heck? I'm not the only one seeing this, am I?
Let's get things started. Together,
Wonderful.
we found the hills
Now,
of Glade
perhaps
Redheart,
we could hear a
lost in a
poem
battle
or ditty
long ago.
about the adventure,
This
aspirant.
we present to the Order.
This isn't supposed to
The
happen.
loot of gold did gather mold, lost for many years. I cannot lie, Brenvale did die, tripping on a tomb. And finally,
The
we
Oaken
present
Order
the Oaken
commends you,
Order with the
aspirant.
staff of the Wild Woods. After
Aspirant
solving the
Velva,
wizard Earl of
yeah, this
Claiming
isn't supposed to
all 3
happen.
trophies makes you the champion of the Sapphire Tourney. Come, you have earned a boon from your commander. From this day forward, you are a knight of High Isle. Be brave, courteous, loyal, and act with honor. Arise, Dame Isabel Velois.
Lord Commander, I know what my boon will be. You may know as well. Please release Aurelia from the I've always wanted to be.
I cannot deny such a selfless boon. Aurelia is free to make her own choices, within reason.
Oh, thank the 8.
Dame Isabel, I am deeply impressed. I wish to speak with you and your second. Find me in my office at your convenience.
Yeah, so this isn't supposed to happen. I don't know why this happened. It disabled Isabel and reset my progress at Ember's quest. Ah! That's bogus. Oh, that's gonna set me back quite a bit. It better not happen again. If that happens again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's really bad. It's an MMO. It's not supposed to reset your progress.
You did well, Isabel. It seems as though your second was a great boon to you today. Second, step forward. I'd like to speak to you.
I'm just gonna rush through this because we've already gone through all this dialogue.
They're far more than a mere second, Commander. Ready to write the...
All right, let's try that again with Ember. Grab the sky shirt again since we don't have it anymore. Oh, giant clam. Yeah, I don't know why that happened, but that's definitely not normal.
I hope you don't mind.
I'm just gonna scroll through this. We've already gone through all this dialogue, so I don't see any reason to do all this again.
Watch yourself, stranger. There's some errant magic out here.
So once we get the cave ward, get back to the cave ward, then I'll start doing the dialogue again. But while we're still doing the same content over again, I'm not gonna.
Here we are. I'm going. That's one ward restored. Let's go fix the next one. It's in the glade just west of here.
What do you say to some celebratory sweets?
Here we are. I'll make sure. Oh, you're a natural. Maybe you should have been Magister Irin's apprentice. The last ward. This is the last one. Let's get this over with quick. Place the warding crystal. That's all the wards. Let's talk outside. I need to figure out what to do next. Ugh, stupid moats. I know my rogue spell is to blame for most of the weirdness happening around Tordreok, but it almost seems like these damned moats are becoming dangerous. They're doing more than just mischievous magic. Fish biscuits. I need to figure this out.
Fish biscuits. There's an image for you, Joe. Why would they turn dangerous?
I'm not sure. The moats aren't new. They're always hanging around Tordreok. I think they're drawn to places like this. But there was nothing in my spell that should have made them act malevolent. And there are a lot more around than usual.
Should we do something about them?
Yes, I can make traps to contain them, but I'm still worried about their behavior. While I work on the traps, could you head into the tower and look to Magister Irin's things? He might have a book with more information about the modes.
I'll search through the Magister Irin's things in the tower.
See if you can find anything in the tower about the modes. I'll meet you there and start on the traps.
They die fairly quickly. That means they don't have a lot of HP.
This is ridiculous. I knew Magister Irin should never have taken in a mangy cat like you.
Relax, Huldressa. I'm working on it.
You better work fast, because when Magister Irin... What the... Oh!
Oh no.
All right. That was a little funny.
That was a little funny. You better work faster. Turned into a guar. I told Marissa would look at some of the more scholarly students studying.
You in here? Did you find anything useful about the moats? I finished the traps. Once we set them up, they should take care of the moats. Then I can sort out the livestock and hold Dressa, and at some point create a counterspell to fix everything for good. Did you learn anything useful?
I found a book that mentions a wind spirit associated with the monsters in this area, the moats in this area.
Oh, I read that one, with the wind sorrow lady, right? Oh, what if my spell disturbed her and that's why the moats are acting up? That's troubling, and also a problem for future Ember. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Or two things, actually.
Which are?
The traps are finished, but the livestock and Hildressa are still a problem. I want to figure out a way to return them all to their natural forms before the illusion does any damage. Could you set the traps while I do that?
Where should I set them?
Here, I'll mark some places to set the traps. They're in a pack by the work tables outside. While you do that, I'll figure out how to fix the livestock and Hildressa. Then I can work on my counterspell. Meet me by the livestock pens when you're done.
Alright, I'll go set the traps.
Good luck setting up the traps. I'll meet you by the livestock.
We've got this!
Alright, let's get you two back to your regular chicken selves. Ha! I knew it would work! Run along, ladies!
How can I help?
You're back! The traps worked, didn't they? See? I told you I know what I'm doing.
Mostly.
Speaking of which, I think I figured out a way to return the livestock to their original forms.
How?
I made something. I know it looks like a spoon, but, well, technically it is a spoon, but I enchanted it. And I call it the Spoon of Undo. I just tested it on those chickens. It removes the illusions perfectly.
Why is it so important to remove the illusions from the livestock?
Normally I wouldn't bother, but illusions can be disorienting and cause terrible headaches. I don't want any of the animals suffering while I come up with my counterspell. Oh, and Hildressa. I suppose I don't really want her suffering either.
What can I do to help?
Here, take the Spoon of Undo. If you could run around and fix the livestock and Hildressa, that will give me a chance to finally whip up this counterspell. By the time you're finished, I'm sure I'll have something figured out.
I'll take your enchanted spoon to help the livestock. You go work on the counterspell.
Just look around for people making animal noises. I'm sure they won't be hard to find. And tell them I'm sorry when you change them back, would you? As for Huldressa, I'm all in favor of leaving her as a guar. Just kidding. Kind of.
How does the Spoon of Undo work?
It sounds cute when you say it. It's a pretty simple reversing enchantment. It should counteract the magic from the motes and dispel the illusion. Basic stuff. Not even I can mess up.
Do you think the animals will let me use the Spoon of Undo on them?
Well, they're still animals. They might run around a bit, but I doubt they'll make it too difficult for you. They're not exactly geniuses. Personally, if I was a sheep and got turned into a human, I think I'd go off on an adventure.
Can I ask what you were trying to do with your experimental spell in the first place?
I wasn't trying to turn animals into people, I swear. I had a theory about animating the inanimate. One of Magister Irin's texts gave me the idea. That's probably why he locks so many of his books away, now that I think about it.
What will Magister Irin do if he returns before we fix everything?
Well, I'm hoping to avoid that scenario. But if it does happen, I'm not sure. He's an odd one. I'm too old for him to punish, and he's not really the type to dole out discipline anyway. I think he'd be disappointed, which is so much worse.
Okay.
I'll be in the tower working on the counterspell. Come find me when you're done.
Get back here. Alright, there's a cow. Dire wolf. Hope that didn't used to be a person. There's the other cow. Alright, let's get the sheep next. Get back here, you sheep. Alright. Now I just gotta restore Heldressa. The angry Nord. Now get back here, Heldressa.
On my honor.
Heldressa, stop running.
Was I just a guar?
Was I just a guar?
This is all Emma's fault.
She looks like she's from Switzerland.
That wasn't right.
Amber, you just made the ground shake.
I assume Huldressa is back to her charming self. I've run into a problem. I have good news and bad news. The good news is that I've nearly finished my counterspell, but I need to find a tome called The Mirrored Way to complete it. I know Magister Irin has it, but it's not with the rest of his books. That's the bad news.
Why is that the bad news?
Because if the Mirrored Way isn't with the rest of his things, it's probably locked away in his arcane library. The library he specifically forbids me from entering. The tome I need has to be in there. Without it, I can't make the counterspell.
What should we do?
Magister Irin has warned me not to enter his library 1,000 times. But these are special circumstances. There will probably be some magical traps inside meant to keep me out. So I'll need your help getting the book while I deal with them.
I'll help you get the book.
Once we find the mirrored way in Magister Irin's library, I can finish my counterspell. I just hope the old man wasn't serious about putting something dangerous inside to keep me out. He was definitely kidding. Had to be. Come on, let's go.
What kind of magical trap do you think we'll run into?
Not sure. I picked the lock on the place as soon as I figured out he didn't want me getting in there. He's since put up protections and told me to stay out unless I have his permission. I'm sure he's got some kind of ward or barrier set up.
You were able to enter his arcane library just by picking the lock?
It wasn't hard. Mages like Magister Irin tend to think in very magical ways. They'll put magic reinforcements over every inch of a place. But forget, a few pins and a good ear can foil them. And to be fair to him, I'm a very good lockpick.
How did you get so good at lockpicking?
Necessity. I wasn't exactly raised in the lap of luxury. Not even in the lap of genteel poverty, for that matter. You get good at things like that if you don't want to be hungry. Or caught by guards or angry merchants. Follow me. The library is downstairs. Give me just a moment to pick the lock. All right, let's get in and out as quick as we can. I don't sense anything. Maybe the old man was bluffing. Fish biscuits.
Fish biscuits.
I warned you, Ember.
This spell is specifically targeting me. I'll figure out a way down. You just focus on getting the book.
Go ahead and read that one too, so that way it's in my lore library.
Now, let's get out of here before I set off something else.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea, Ember.
Magister Irin really didn't want me getting in there, huh? I have to admire the dedication. I didn't know the old man had it in him. He had something to target me specifically. What a sneaky old goat. Good thing I had you with me. You managed to get the book, right? Let me see it.
Here, take it.
Let me take a look. No, not that. That would be bad. What about this? Oh, here it is. It's Amahan ist Exis, not Gahan Amexis ist. Good thing I checked. See? That's personal growth right there.
What does that even mean?
Two different arcane glyphs. They do entirely different things when written and pronounced aloud. The second one is what I need for my counterspell. Now, all that's left is to get to the old ritual circle and cast this. I'll need your help again.
Ready when you are.
The counterspell should set everything right in Tordreac. Things will be just as Magister Irin left them, and I won't have to face his furrowed brow. I'll need your help at the ritual site. Casting a spell this big is a two-person job.
Why can't you cast your counterspell here?
The old ritual circle is a place of power, and I'm going to need all the help I can get. I plan to draw on the magic there to help strengthen my counterspell. Magister Irin told me about it. This probably isn't how he wanted to implement the lesson.
I'm amazed. Can I help with the counterspell part?
I wish you could, but since this is my spell, I think it's safer if I'm the only one who messes with it. But I appreciate the thought. Believe me, I'm still going to need your help when we get to the ritual site. No idle hands for you.
Do you think that Wind Sorrow Spirit is actually here?
Maybe. Old tales and myths always start from some truth at some point in time. The moats around here seem to be affected by more than my spell, is all I'm saying. I always expect the worst. I find it helpful.
So did you think we might find at the ritual site?
If luck is with us, maybe just some irritated wildlife we can deal with as we've done before. Or some of the bolder motes. But if there is some truth to the ancient tales, then maybe we find some sort of really cranky wind spirit.
I wonder what a wind spirit looks like.
The ritual circle is just up the hill to the north. I'll meet you there. I'm here. First, we need to set the ritual flames. There's 3 around the site.
Okay. Oh, it's
Light the 3 ritual
with
flames
mother.
here. I'm with you, my friend.
Rest, foul creatures.
Here we go. Almost there. It's done! The spell is set. Follow me. We should be able to see it materialize.
By the way, you might be interested to know, Joe, that
It worked! We did it! Come on, let's get back to the tower.
yeah, you might be interested to know, Joe, that the voice actress of Ember plays Thea in Arrow. So Oliver's sister.
I refuse to work under these conditions. I was turned into a guar. A guar!
Of course, Huldressa. I promise to address the situation.
See that you do.
Huldressa sold me out, didn't she?
Let me speak to your associate first, Ember. So, you were witness to the events here, and as I understand it, you had a hand in bringing them to an end. For that, I thank you. And if you'll indulge me, I do have a few lingering questions. What in the world happened?
I couldn't remember if I had or not. Ember had a spell go awry.
I don't know what I expected, leaving her to her own devices here, even temporarily. Ember and Trouble are old friends. I can still feel the repercussions of this spell gone awry, as you say. Do I have you to thank for rectifying it?
Ember already had an idea of how to fix it before I got here. I just helped.
I see. As trying as she can be, she truly is a talented mage. She can be impatient, but given her natural inclination to magic, it's understandable. I always knew I was perhaps not the best teacher for her.
What do you mean?
I took her in because I knew I couldn't leave someone as skilled and impulsive as her to her own devices. But I have neither the time nor aptitude to teach her properly. It's my own failing. Speak, Joro, would you? I must collect my thoughts.
I'll talk to Ember.
Don't worry. Ember isn't in any trouble. While I am not pleased about my traumatized cook, I must concede that everything is back in order and the consequences of Ember's magic weren't dire. Still, I must consider what to do now.
Is Ember a difficult student?
I don't mean to give the impression that Ember is incapable of learning. That's not the case. She's a bright mage, one of the brightest I've ever seen. Everything I've taught her, she's taken to like flame to parchment. But therein lies the problem.
How so?
Well, just like a flame, Ember wants to devour everything around her. Her appetite for knowledge is ceaseless. That's good quality in a mage, but not necessarily one I'm equipped to deal with. By my own admission, I'm methodical, cautious, by the books.
Ember isn't.
Exactly right. Ember needs someone who can keep up with her. Someone who thrusts themselves headlong into adventure so that she may temper herself and her magic beside them. Perhaps when I was younger, I could have been that for her, but not now.
Hey, you! Let's talk while Magister Irin collects his thoughts. I thought Magister Irin would be as mad as a wet dragon, but he looks amused. It's probably because he's wanted to turn Holdressa into a Guar at some point. He just won't admit it. And the fact that we fixed it all before he got here helped.
And do you think he'll push you harder at your magical studies now?
Well, I've been thinking. I'm grateful to Magister Irin, but sitting and reading about magic has little appeal to me. This whole thing just proved to me that I'm too restless here. I want to do magic, not just study it. Go on adventures, see things.
Are you saying you want to leave toward Dorech?
I think it's time. I've been given good training here, but I still have a lot to learn. For me, the best teachers are curiosity and experience. I learn best by doing. So I need to get out in the world and continue my training.
So what's next for Ember the Sorcerer?
Ember the Sorcerer. I like the sound of that. But that can come later. First, take this. It's not much, but you deserve it. I think we made a good team today. If you ever need a sorcerer who has your back, let me know. We'd have some fun.
All right.
Magister Irin, I'm grateful for your teachings and your patience. But I think it's time for me to move on.
The world is an excellent teacher for one of your talents, Ember. Do write me occasionally.
I should go pack my things. And say goodbye to Holdressa. Not a chance.
Okay, so should we work with Ember or Isabel first, Joe?
Another find for your pack.
While you're deciding that, I'm going to go ahead and start heading back towards the main town so we can start picking up the first major quest in the area. We've still got an hour and 7 minutes in the stream. I'd like to make some progress. Well, it's the same actress. It doesn't mean they're using the same voice, so. Unless they changed actresses between when they announced it and when they actually released it. But that's what the original article said. It was voiced by the person. I looked them up and it said that she played Thea in Arrow. So. I mean, it's 100% possible that they could have changed since the initial article was released. So. We'll get to you in a second, Jakar. That's just a simple work quest. We'll pick that up.
Someone was playing with Daedric magic out at the Adrald estate.
And I'll be done.
Opened a portal to a...
You're a new face. Must be here about the notice, am I right? Of course I'm right. If you need work and aren't too concerned about the risks, then we should talk. I assure you I'm a fully sanctioned representative of the Gonfalon Bay authorities.
So, what sort of work are you hiring for?
Oh, you misunderstand. I'm not the hirer, just an agent. More of an administrator, really. I make sure the job brokers are on the up and up. Speak to Waylode, Paris Plouffe, or Druid Pisca. They hire adventurers on a daily basis.
Tell me more about these job brokers and what they're looking for.
Curiosity, with a dash of prudence. Good qualities for an adventurer. Means you'll live longer. All right, who do you want me to tell you about? Wayload represents business interests in Gonfalon Bay. They're more than willing to pay for an adventurer's help to acquire items or gather components from specific locations. A single adventurer can usually handle these tasks on their own. Sometimes the Sisters Guard and the various knightly orders need a little help, especially with the terrible monsters that lurk in the island's wild places. Paris recruits adventurers for these tough jobs. You'll need a group to deal with these. We've been having issues with lava fissures recently. They appear in various places, spew molten rock and strange creatures, and create a danger for the area. Druid Piska can tell you more. I recommend you form a group to deal with these threats.
I'm ready. Alright, I'm ready. How do I sign up for one of these jobs?
Easy as piercing a gore apple with my tusk. If you prefer to work alone, go see Wayload. If you want to work as part of a group, then talk to either Paris or Druid Piska. Here's a modest advance to show how serious we are about these opportunities. Remember, Wayload provides jobs you can handle on your own, while Paris and Druid Piska deal in work that requires a group to complete safely. You'll be paid handsomely for every task you complete. I guarantee it. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Remember that bit of trouble we had with the stolen medallions? Looks like we got a new problem now. We could use your help again. Lady Arabelle will be happy to see you too, I'm sure.
Lady Arabelle is here? What's going on?
Turns out the peace talks we were delivering those invitation medallions for is taking place right here on High Isle. Unfortunately, there's a new problem. Lady Arabelle can tell you all about it. Assuming you're interested in helping us again.
What's in it for me?
Same as last time. Gold and my undying gratitude. Plus, it'll help me work off my debt to Lady Arabelle. So what do you say, my friend? Ready to assist your best partner and favorite ally again? For old time's sake?
Alright, let's go talk to Lady Arabelle. I don't know about best friend, Jakarn. That's pushing it a little bit. Alright, let's bite the bullet and get this one started too.
This is not good. Rigert needs help. Again.
Rigert needs help again.
Why, it is you, bestest friend. I never expected to see you here on High Isle. This is most fortunate because I have a little problem again. I am large delegate, but I lost my scepter.
Large delegate?
That is what King Yoran told me. He said, Rigert, go to High Isle and be Ebonheart Pact cultural ambassador. And be large. Delegate and large. That is me. But I lost my scepter of office. I had it with me last night, but now I can't find it.
What do you mean, delegate at large?
Yes, I went out with delegates Tanilin and Olganash last night. We ate and drank like kings.
Ah, no, not again. No, how much progress is it going to kick me back this time? This is more than slightly annoying. If it does this again, I'm probably going to call it for a stream and try again when the game is more stable, because clearly, like, this is not normal, because this didn't happen in all the hours I played on Tuesday on my main character, or any of the hours I played since then, but now it's happened twice in one stream. Is it because I'm streaming? Oh, please don't have ruined too much progress. Welp.
I refuse to work under these conditions. I was turned into a guar. A guar!
Of course, Huldressa. I promise to address the situation.
I think it's
You do.
Okay.
Huldressa sold me out, didn't she?
So I'm gonna go ahead
to your
and
associate
I know I
first,
still have
Conrad.
58 minutes in the stream. Well, I'll try to get back the progress we lost again and see if we can, like, we'll make one last attempt, and if it happens again, I'll catch back up on the progress that I have on recording, and then I'll call it for the day so that way I don't lose any more progress again. Like, I hope when I log out it doesn't cause me to lose any progress, but that's super annoying. It's setting me back like that. I'll just rush to the quest of, like, the stuff that's on the recording. Just, I didn't realize the game was going to be this unstable. Like I said, it wasn't doing this.
Wayload rip easy as...
Whoops.
Easy. Remember, wayload...
Yeah, I suspect it's probably because I'm streaming, but like for some reason the game is like saving my progress in the server up to a certain point, and then it's not
same as
anymore,
last
which is
time.
weird. Now, we were mid-conversation when I got kicked out, right?
Why,
See, we did that one.
that is what...
We did that one.
Yes, I went out with delegates Tanilin and Olganash last night. We ate and drank like kings. I don't remember all that happened, but I spent most of my gold. And I lost my official scepter. Will you help me look for it? I can pay you a little.
I'll help you find the scepter, your scepter of office.
I've been thinking very hard, and it hurts.
Ridiculous.
We should begin at the ancient anchor. That is where I went last night with the other diplomats. The innkeeper was angry with me this morning, but she might talk to you. Meet you there.
Who are the other diplomats exactly?
They are delegates too. Tanilin is very important elf from Aldmere Dominion, and Olganash is noble orc from Daggerfall Covenant, who brings culture wherever he goes. I don't remember what we talked about. It must have been another diplomatic success.
He just assumes it was success. Any chance that one of them has your scepter?
Must think again. No. We parted ways with great enthusiasm in street, just outside the ancient anchor. I went back inside, and I had it with me then. I need my scepter of office. I can't lose another one, or they'll dock my pay.
I'm surprised the Nord Cultural Exchange is still in business.
Thanks to you, it is. Last time, you helped make the cultural exchange glorious success. So much success. King Yoren said we didn't need to send culture to High Isle. Then I told him you might be here to help again. He said I could come.
Well, at least Joran trusts me to get stuff done. Okay.
He hears voices in his head. Don't worry, they're good people.
Oh, that was the one I wanted. Ah, there we go. She's outside of town. Okay, I actually want to go do this part next because she's going to send me to the inn where Rigger sent me, and I'd rather not have to do that twice. I'd rather just go there once for this part anyways. I'll have to go there again eventually anyways, but what the heck? There we go. There we go. By the way, for anyone interested, this is Isabel's home. Right here. This is where Isabel was grew up. She literally grew up right beneath the castle, like looking at the castle. Well, not really the castle, the mansion. Because the Gonfalon Bay has a mansion, and then the castle's way further down the way.
My
There we go.
dockhands are watching for your cargo, Lady Arabelle. They know it's precious.
There was a storm off the coast. Perhaps it delayed the ships.
Forgive me if I do the job you hired me for, Lord Baccaro. Ah, a familiar face. I could use your help, adventurer.
Lady Arabelle.
So good to see you again, my dear. Remember that little predicament we dealt with not too long ago? Well, now I have a related but larger problem, so let me tell you about my proposition. It pays exceedingly well, I assure you. Care to hear more?
What's this about a proposition?
Oh, nothing tawdry, my dear. We'll be too busy for romantic shenanigans before long, I expect. Some precious cargo was supposed to sail in on the morning tide, but it never arrived. I need someone not known around the island to be my eyes and ears.
Your eyes and ears?
While tales of my exploits credit me with all sorts of talents, I can't be in more than one place at a time. I could use a fresh face to mingle with the locals. Determine if anyone knows anything about my 3 missing ships and their cargo.
Alright, I'm willing to help.
Lord Baccaro's conference can't proceed without that cargo. Here's what I need you to do. Check the inn, the lighthouse, and the Lockabane Shallows. See if anyone knows or saw anything. Then meet me outside the North Gate to compare notes.
Alright, tell me more about the locations you want me to investigate.
Certainly. Since you're new to High Isle, I understand you may not be as familiar with the local area as I am. What do you wish to know?
Tell me about the lighthouse.
Gonfalon Head Lighthouse, blessed by Kinnereth herself, stands atop the hill just west of town. It offers an excellent vantage from which to watch the nearby waters. Perhaps the lighthouse keeper saw something that will help.
Like the storm Lord Baccaro mentioned?
Possibly. When ships fail to make port, it's only natural to wonder if they were damaged or blown off course by a storm. The lighthouse keeper has a perfect view of the approach to Gonfalon Bay. If my ships were out there, she might have seen them.
Tell me about the Lockabane Shallows.
The currents of Lockabane are strong. Flotsam from the open sea often washes up along the shores of the waterway. Some of High Isle's poorer folk comb the beach looking for salvage. Let's hope they haven't found any today.
Tell me about the inn.
The ancient Anchor Inn sits just up the street near the city gate. It's one of the more popular places on the island. In my experience, inns are an excellent location to pick up rumors.
Where should I start?
Wherever you think is best, my dear. But do get started soon. My intuition tells me that some sort of mischief is afoot, and my intuition is rarely wrong.
Just a reminder about the conference. The conference is peace talks to end the Three Banners War. Lady Arabelle is an adventurer, member of the Lion's Guard, and generally a well-traveled person who may or may not be the author of the scandalous Investigator Vale novels. Unconfirmed, because she denies any relationship.
Ah, a visitor. Or another one of Lady Arabelle's associates. Either way, welcome to our island. Baccaro Valoris, founder of the Society of the Steadfast, at your service. I hope you find your visit to High Isle restful and profitable.
You mentioned a storm off the coast?
Yes, a sudden squall of unusual intensity. It died out just as quickly as it arose. I noticed it off to the northeast. Dark clouds filled that part of the horizon. Perhaps our ships were delayed by the shifting winds, or decided to wait out the storm.
What's so special about these particular ships?
I'm afraid that's privileged information. Suffice it to say, the cargo coming in on those ships is vital to the conference the Society of the Steadfast is sponsoring.
And you don't share Lady Arabelle's concerns?
Of course I do. But I learned long ago to have patience when it comes to such matters. Not every setback is a conspiracy, and not every delay is the act of a Daedric cult. Though, if you do learn anything of imminent concern, please let us know.
Tell me more about the Society of the Steadfast.
I'm a philanthropist. I started the Society of the Steadfast to give relief to those caught up in the suffering caused by the Three Banners War. We establish healing tents for the wounded, distribute food and water, and provide whatever aid we can.
So why sponsor a conference?
As Lady Arabelle said, that's not something we're ready to talk about. Not until the cargo from the missing ships is secured. After that, I'll answer any questions you have. I'll even proclaim the purpose of the conference from the town square.
Tell me more about High Isle.
High Isle is the primary island in the Sisters Archipelago. Technically, we're a Breton holding, but we try to behave as a neutral port. People from all over Tamriel come to experience the natural beauty of the island. Well, nobles mostly.
So it's a vacation spot for nobles.
Parts of it. But we have a rich history, and the same sorts of dangers you'd experience on the mainland. Bandits, pirates, wild beasts. And you might want to avoid our sister island, Amanos. It's a harsh jungle that has long served as a prison.
A prison for who?
Mostly political prisoners from the Empire at first. Later, rival nobles, pirates, murderers. The worst of the worst. Today, it also includes war criminals and certain prisoners of war. Amanos Station is friendly enough, but the jungle is deadly.
I'm a dockmaster, not a bloody mage. What does the lady expect me to do if her ships never made it to the docks in the first place?
You don't seem very concerned about these missing ships.
Should I be? Lady Arabelle suspects some sort of foul play, but not on my docks. Not a chance. Gonfalon Bay is safe. Everyone knows that. Trouble comes from the mainland, not from here. Of course, the waters to the northeast can be treacherous.
Treacherous? How so?
The closer you get to Amanos, the more unpredictable the currents become. And storms constantly barrage the coast, not to mention sea elf pirates. A good captain knows these things. None of that would keep Lady Arabelle's ships from reaching port.
Lord Bacaro mentioned a powerful storm.
Like I said, storms close to Amanos aren't that unusual. I doubt the ships we're waiting for would have sailed that far north. Just in case, I sent people to look for signs of wreckage in the shallows. I really don't expect them to find any, though.
Okay, let's go to the inn.
Nuts. I'm sorry about that little scene. Some people are unbelievable. Welcome to the Ancient Anchor. What can I do for you?
Oh, hold on.
Ask her about my scepter, friend.
I'm sorry about that little scene. Some people are unbelievable. Welcome to the Ancient Anchor. What can I do for you?
We're looking for a missing scepter.
Oh, you're with this Nord? I'm not all that worried about what he left here. I'm worried about what he took. A night's worth of food, drink, and entertainment, all without paying. He and his friends skipped out on their bill.
What happened?
Like I said, they ate and drank all night in a private room. When I noticed it was too quiet, I looked in and they were all gone. Someone's gotta settle up. Your friend left his scepter? It'll do as collateral until I get paid.
You found a scepter. That is good. And I remember now. I wanted to pay the bill to impress the other delegates, but now I don't have the coin to do that again. We have to get them to pay their shares. I can't lose another scepter.
What else do you remember about last night?
Let me see. Tanilin didn't seem to be having fun, so I bought her a special drink. And then Olganash wanted dessert. I asked the man in the back for something sweet so my friends could have a good time. We headed back to our own lodgings
Rigger,
after that.
you didn't. You said you bought a special drink for Tanilin?
Oh yes, I am good diplomat. So I thought she would like something to remind her of home. After that, Tanilin kept asking for more drinks. We all laughed and had fun. We said goodnight just outside. She got in her carriage and drove off for home.
And Unanesh wanted a dessert?
We might have been arguing about where to get the best cake in Hrothgar. That made us want cake. But the man in the back room said he did not have cake. So I asked him to give me whatever he had for Olganash.
Where can I find Tanilin and Unganash?
I think Tanilin is staying at Steadfast Manor, a little way outside of town. She likes Lord Bakaro's gardens. Olganash rented a small house in Gonfalon Bay near the West Gate. Here, I'll be right behind you. When my head stops spinning.
Oh, Rickert.
King Yoren is truly... You look like you had a rough expedition, friend. But we in the Undaunted don't...
Oh, it's the Undaunted quest. Why is that there? Undaunted.
I hear these knights are robbing people and looting caravans. Someone ought to do something. Hail, friend. Have you heard about the band of robber knights that waylaid travelers on the road to Gonfalon Bay? I came to High Isle to trade, but getting goods from the interior has become a roll of the dice.
Robber Knights?
A rogue band that calls itself the Ascendant Order. I thought they were only active on the mainland, but they're here on High Isle. Rabble-rousers and troublemakers, if you ask me. And now, I hear they're looting caravans outside the city walls.
Interesting. Speaking of rumors, have you heard anything about a trio of missing ships?
Not specifically, but I saw some fancy-pants nobles giving the dockmaster grief. Missing ships could mean anything. Storms, pirates, poor winds, worthless navigators. Try Sergeant Dane over there. He's with the Sisters Guard and knows a lot.
I'm off duty, newcomer. Got a complaint? Take it to one of the other guards.
I'm looking for information about a trio of missing ships.
We police High Isle. Ships that haven't arrived yet aren't our problem. Besides, we've got our hands full with these so-called Ascendant Order Knights. They're stirring up trouble all across the island.
What do you know about the Ascendant Order?
Just that they're little more than well-armed bandits. They've been recruiting the poor to bolster their numbers. Now they're robbing caravans while claiming they fight for justice. Honest folk don't hide their faces behind helmets and masks.
What does the Ascendant Order want?
They're malcontents. They go on about how the high and mighty misuse their power by squabbling over the Ruby Throne. It started out small enough. Defying authority, inciting riots, petty sabotage. But now they're hurting people.
Thanks for the information.
Something else, newcomer? I'd like to get back to my drink.
You say the Ascendant Order is causing trouble. Can't the guards stop them?
Ordinary bandits, the Sisters Guard can handle. But when we send enough guards to meet a company of Ascendant Order Ravagers, these faceless knights just melt away. And if we don't send enough guards, then our guards don't come back.
Why do you call them faceless?
Might as well be. Most knights proudly display their emblems. They wear the colors of their house and paint family crests on their shields. These Ascendant Order knights never remove their helms and bear no devices. They could be anybody.
Yep, that's how you do a secret organization, my friend. It's not much of a secret organization if everybody knows who you are. In fact, the way that they have maintained their secrecy for so long is that the Ascendant Order was broken into cells, and no one in the cells knew anyone else in any of the other cells, so like there was no communication between them. So busting one of the cells would not get you their leaders. Why is he next to a stockade?
I don't understand. Ask him what happened.
Can you help me? There's been a terrible mistake. I'm with the Daggerfall Covenant diplomatic mission. But this guard doesn't believe me. I'm not what he thinks I am.
I'm here with Riggert the Brash. Can you tell me what happened?
Riggert? He got me into this mess. Last night after dinner, we were talking about our favorite places in Rothgar. He disappeared into the back and returned with a bag. He said something about getting a dessert for me.
What happened next?
I left. On my way home, this guard stopped me. I told him what I thought about that, so he frisked me. It turns out the bag was filled with skooma. I didn't know, I swear. Can you talk to Sergeant Dupertus? I've got diplomatic immunity.
Skooma? Really, Riggert?
Olganash won't be able to pay his share of the tab if he's in prison.
I'm more worried about the fact that you buy him skooma.
I'm sure Olganash spun you a sad tale. Criminals will say just about anything to avoid going to prison. He even told me he was a diplomat. Hope he's got a better story for the city magistrate.
I believe this is a mistake. That this is all a mistake. Unganash really is a diplomat.
If I had a gold coin for every criminal who tells me he's got friends in high places, I'd be a wealthy man. Word of warning, Mainlander. Make false statements to an officer of the law, and you'll be in front of the magistrate too.
There must be some way to straighten this out.
I'll free Olganash if we catch the criminal who refined the moon sugar. There's a smuggler named Burjack Catalan who hangs around the Ancient Anchor. We're sure he deals in skooma, but we haven't been able to prove it. He's the criminal I really want.
How can I help?
Follow Burjack Catalan and find where he keeps his contraband. I'll need you to bring me proof he's got skooma. We've tried to arrest him before, only to come up empty-handed. I saw Burjack in Gonfalon Square earlier. If you're in, start there.
You are very clever, friend. Just find Burjack Catalan's ill-gotten booty, and I'll get my scepter back. It's simple.
What do you want?
Yeah, it's like really simple to get the proof. You just walk over here. Or not. I guess you actually have to trigger him before it happens. Yeah, you don't actually have to follow him. For some reason, I don't know if they just haven't set up the quest properly or if this was intentional, but once you activate that, you just run back to his house and boom, you're done. So...
That bumpkin gave me 3 times what I asked for the skooma. Paid for the best night I've had in years.
No wonder Rickert can't afford to pay the bill because he spent all of his gold on skooma.
Ah, you are back.
Did you find
Do
Virgil?
you have this good... the dessert. Sergeant Dupertis is waiting.
Did you find Burjack Catalan? More importantly, did you bring back any proof that he's dealing in skooma? Someone has to go to prison today. I'd rather take him than your friend here.
I followed him to his house and found his cache. Here's proof.
I knew it! Thank you, Mainlander. We've been trying for months to catch Burjack Catalan with incriminating evidence, but he can smell a guard from a block away. He hides it all before we get anywhere near him.
So you'll let Uganesh go free?
I'm true to my word. I'm after the smuggler who's bringing skooma into my town. Not some drunken fool who ends up with a vial in his pocket. But tell your friend if I see him anywhere near Moon Sugar again, I'll arrest him on the spot.
I'll tell him.
Excellent. Uganesh has paid his debt to society. Another diplomatic triumph.
Really, Rickert?
That's better. I can't thank you enough. Without your help, I'd still be under arrest. Now, what's all this about Rickert and his missing scepter?
The innkeeper wouldn't give the scepter back to Rickert until someone pays last night's tab.
No one paid the innkeeper? I don't understand. We ate and drank quite a lot last night, but Rickert said he'd taken care of it. I would never skip out on a bill. We have to make this right. What do you need me to do?
Are you willing to pay your share of the bill to the innkeeper?
Gladly. I'll head back to my rooms and clean myself up. As soon as I can feel my fingers again, I'll meet you back at the inn with a coin for my share. It's the least I can do.
Excellent. Good thing we came along when we did. I can't imagine how he got himself into this situation.
Really, you can't imagine how he got himself into this situation, Rickert.
Let's go.
Ah, poor Uganesh. Because I assure you, Rickert, it was not him who put himself into this situation. It was very much you who put him into this situation. Okie dokie. So, we are going to head this way.
My dockhands are watching for your cargo, Lady Arabelle. We know it's
There was a storm on the coast. Perhaps it delayed the ships.
Forgive me if I do the job you hired me
We will go to the lighthouse, but first I want to, no, let's go to the lighthouse next. Lightkeeper.
Oh, a traveler. I thought those vile knights had returned. Forgive me. I must continue praying for the return of our idol. Without it, this tower's light will remain dark.
What happened to the lighthouse flame?
This lighthouse is special. It's blessed by Kinnereth, the god of winds and sea.
Goddess.
No fire serves as a beacon for nearby ships, but the divine light of Kinnereth herself. But without the sacred idol, the light cannot shine. Alas, the idol was stolen.
Who stole the idol?
Knights in unmarked livery broke in and stole the Kinnereth idol. I watched the scoundrels flee to the west with the sacred edifice. Perhaps, dare I ask, would you be willing to recover the idol for the lighthouse so I may restore the beacon?
Tell me more about these knights first.
They may wear the garb of knights, but the ruffians who assaulted me carry themselves like robbers and outlaws. Whoever they are, they're dangerous. Be wary of them, and may the wind guide you.
I'll find the knights and retrieve the idol.
Bless you, traveler. Please understand, to my order, this is more than just a lighthouse. This beacon spreads Kinnereth's blessing across both land and sea, but only with the idol in place, so it must be returned.
What else can you tell me about the lighthouse?
It is marvelous, is it not? This is actually the second beacon to stand atop Gonfalon Head. It dates back to the early 1st century. When I assumed my duties here, the tower was in poor repair. Dangerous, even.
It seems fine now.
When Duchess Alea Dufort assumed her father's duties a few years ago, she ordered a complete renovation of the structure. I'm sure she wanted to protect trade in Gonfalon Bay, but she spared no expense in rebuilding the lighthouse.
Goodbye.
Here we go.
Knight Stigor, take a band of recruits to the Gonfalon Head Lighthouse and remove the Kinnereth idol. The Lord wants the light extinguished to deny Kinnereth's guidance to the certain ships arriving soon. Do not damage the idol or harm the Keeper unless you have no other choice. We do not want the lighthouse to remain dark forever. Just take the idol, find a good hiding place, and await further instructions. The Ascendant Magus. So, the Ascendant Order had 3 leaders. We have killed one of those leaders during the first prologue quest. The Ascendant Champion died at our hands. The second leader is the Ascendant Magus, who we actually encountered during the prologue as well, but they didn't actually directly speak with us and they disappeared. The last leader, whom we've not encountered yet, is the Ascendant Lord. And they've been primarily featured in promotions for High Isle and on various clips and stuff. In the teaser trailer, the Ascendant Lord was in that, and also the first cinematic trailer, or was it the second cinematic trailer? Oh, I gotta pick up this quest.
I can't believe you
and then, of course, there was the quest where the Ascendant Lord was giving the business to the 3 heroes of the Pact, the Covenant, and the
in a
Dominion.
pile of bottles doesn't mean I'm guilty. Those could have been gotten there in any number of ways.
So, because you woke up drunk next to a pile of bottles, it means you didn't drink the alcohol. I don't believe it. You're a Nord, sir. And if there's empty bottles next to you, that means you probably drank them and you just don't remember it.
Hello there. Say, you look like the type who could go traipsing around dangerous areas in search of rare ingredients. Could I interest you in a job? There's coin in it for you, and the knowledge that you'd be bringing joy to many in Gonfalon Bay.
What's the job?
My partner and I are purveyors and creators of fine drinks. Pilgrim does more drinking than creating, however, which got us into our current trouble. We were on the cusp of making a groundbreaking new spirit, then Pilgrim drank our entire supply.
So what do you need from me?
We need 3 ingredients to make another batch, and Hilgrim's in no state to get them himself. The drink requires flesh flies, a sister's passion flower, and a druid's bane mushroom. If I marked the locations on your map, would you gather them for us?
I'll get your ingredients.
Here, these spots should have the ingredients I mentioned. If you can gather them and bring them back, I can whip up a drink that's sure to make all the mainlanders empty out their pockets. So long as I can keep Hilgrim away from it.
What's so special about this drink you're making?
Hilgrim and I are always experimenting with different flavors and ingredients. Not all of them are successful, of course, but this combination in particular was exceedingly delicious. We stumbled upon something revolutionary. I'm sure of it.
What's the secret?
We've only just met, lovely stranger. I can't go giving you all our secrets just yet. Hilgrim and I have a special technique when it comes to the blending. But truthfully, we can't take all the credit. The local ingredients play a major role.
Tell me more about the ingredients.
The flesh fly wings add a bit of bitterness and body to the drink. The sister's passion flower gives it a lovely floral aftertaste and a lovely color. And that particular type of mushroom infuses a great deal of sweetness and heaviness to the mix.
What's your history with Hilgrim?
Well, you wouldn't know it by looking at him right now, but he's actually a very charming, intelligent, and passionate man. We fell in love over a bottle of Alto wine years ago, and discovered we both had a gift for concocting delicious libations.
So you're a couple?
He makes me want to tear my hair out most days. But yes, we are. As much as he vexes me, he makes me laugh too. And he has incredible ideas. It was his notion to use the flesh flies to add a hint of bitterness to the drink. Just brilliant.
You mentioned mainlanders?
Yes, this place brings in rich nobles by the bucketful. Or at least it used to before those delegates came around. But there are still enough gadabouts to take advantage of. People who will pay almost anything for a taste of something different.
Alright. I believe the first one's actually really close. Yep, it's right there. Let's go grab it, and then there'll be another quest to pick up, and then we got 20 minutes left in the stream. We'll probably call it here soon, to be honest, though. Because I'd like to try to test and make sure that I'm not losing my progress when I log out. And that, and I really have to go to the bathroom. I should have taken my usual break, but I forgot to do it, and now I'm regretting it, because I really have to go to the bathroom.
Hey, patients can't go this far. Oh, wait, you're not from the manor. Sorry for the stern healer voice. We have a crisis at Steadfast Manor, and I'm frustrated. A mysterious affliction is weakening our patients. We're powerless against it.
Who are your patients? What kind of place is this?
Steadfast Manor belongs to Lord Bacaro Valoris. He shares his home as a place of healing for both body and soul. Wounded from all sides in the Three Banners War recover here. But if this malady continues to spread, we may have to shutter it.
What happens if you have to close the manor?
Steadfast Manor isn't just a hospice. It's a place of reconciliation. Lord Bacaro sees our work here as a means to end the war. Perhaps you could help with our problem. Surely you've solved mysteries before. We can reward you for your efforts.
I'll look into the mysterious malady and try to find the cause.
I so appreciate your help. Even if you don't know alchemy or healing magic, just helping us learn more could be immensely useful. Go talk to Armin Damal at the manor. He's been looking into this malady. You can find him by the south gate.
Who is Aram Damal?
A soldier of the Daggerfall Covenant. A bit gruff, as you'd expect from a veteran. But I've seen how tenacious he is. I doubt he'll sleep until he learns the cause of the malady. Just don't take his tone personally. He's like that to everyone.
Why send me to speak to a sailor or soldier?
Armin was one of our first patients. He's recovered from his wounds, so he could leave if he wished. But he lingers to provide security in case there's a fight. I think he sees real promise in the Society of the Steadfast mission.
Do fights happen often?
Honestly, not as often as you'd think. Most of the patients respect our goals. They know the soldiers from the other side are here to heal too. But tempers sometimes run hot. It's only natural. That's when Armin steps in.
Tell me more about Steadfast Manor.
Quite majestic, isn't it? The pride of Lord Bacaro Valoris. He's shown such generosity by opening his doors to the wounded. I don't know much about the building itself, but I can't imagine a more beautiful place to work.
Why did Lord Bacaro decide to host wounded soldiers here?
Lord Bacaro leads the Society of the Steadfast. They're a philanthropic group that wants to bring the Three Banners War to an end. While they work toward peace, they try to ease the suffering it causes. Our work at the manor is part of that.
I'd like to know more about Lord Bacaro's efforts.
Lord Bacaro believes, and I agree, that living alongside the enemy dulls hatreds. These soldiers share stories, heal together, eat at the same table. Hopefully our hospice plants seeds that will someday bloom into peace.
What do you do at Steadfast Manor?
I'm one of the menders who works for our master healer, Alexis Verlaine. Mostly I dress wounds and dispense herbs. I suppose I provide some comfort as well. I like this work. Working for such a noble goal is quite rewarding.
Alright, I'm actually going to end off here because this quest is actually quite long and I'd like to do the whole thing in one go. So we will pick up well, we're probably going to pick up next Saturday because I have camp starting next weekend on the 3rd. So I'll try to stream on the 2nd. If I don't get to it, that's fine. We'll pick up again after camp. But as it stands right now, try to wait for a stream on the 2nd of July. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching. If you did, I hope to catch you next time as we continue High Isle as we wish the mighty battle lizard. See you next time, everybody. Goodbye.